So let's start with the opening segment to dive into this. So we have Seth Rollins coming out as the world champion who just defended his title against Drew McIntyre on the weekend again at Crown Jewel. And this is how I like the opening segments. I like having a big star started. If we're starting off with a promo, I either want a really big match to start it off to kick things into gear, or a good promo that leads somewhere. So he comes out to congratulate Drew for their match, and also to thank Sami Zayn for preventing Damian Priest from cashing in his Money in the Bank contract. And that's how you build up a few people, because Sami comes out, and they're in the ring, and he thanks him for saving him, as Seth isn't really sure if he would have been able to beat Priest. He says, I might have been able to beat him. I might not have been able to beat him because I was vulnerable. I like that, because I don't like somebody coming out and saying, I didn't need your help. I could have won easily. Money in the Bank contract. It doesn't matter. All the challengers I'll take, rah, 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 that kind of thing. I like that he's still saying Priest is a threat, because it built up the Money in the Bank contract that he is still a threat. He might have lost there if Priest would have cashed it in. And that's good, because Priest, since he won it, hasn't really done much. He's really been more so on decline and doesn't seem like a threat at all, to the point that, does anybody even really believe that when he does cash in, is he going to be a world champion? Is he going to be a transitional champion? We're so close to WrestleMania that I think that at this point in time, Priest doesn't have the marketability to actually be defending the world title at WrestleMania. So I think it's going to have to either be afterwards, or he's going to get thwarted again and actually lose his match when he does cash it in. That's to the point that we're at. But Seth tried to bring it back a little bit by saying that he might have lost against him. So I did like that. And then Sami goes on to explain that he didn't do it to save Seth. He did it to stop the Judgment Day as they're turning into the Bloodline 2.0. And then he says that the only title that they don't have now on Raw is the World Championship. And I'm like, why are they not talking about the Intercontinental title? Gunther is pretty much the MVP of Raw at this point in time. Over the last year, he's been putting out bangers, and every segment that he's in is almost always good. It's rarely ever bad. And he's the longest reigning Intercontinental champion, not just of the modern era, of the entire existence of the Intercontinental title. Why would you not mention it here? Why would you say the only title that they don't have is just the world title that you have? No, they don't have the women's tag team champions. I mean, that's just a joke at this point in time. But the Intercontinental Championship is by far almost more prestigious than the world title on Raw at the moment, because of Gunther. He surpassed 500 days. He beat up the Honky Tonk Man's record. That's my only gripe with this. But outside of that, the rest of the promo was good. I like that. Then Seth said that because that you helped me out, I want to reward you by giving you a chance, a world title opportunity, and you can have it at any point that you want. Sami goes then to say that I don't want to fight you when you're not 100%. And then Seth goes on to say, I understand what you're saying, but Sami, are you even at 100%? Which Sami obviously isn't. And he says, but it doesn't matter, because guys like you and me, even though we're not at 100%, we give 100% in the ring. This was a great opening segment with two baby faces being elevated by each other, by what they're saying. And because Seth Rollins, for the last little while, we've really been talking about his back, how he's not at 100%. It's what they're talking about every week, essentially. And he says that it doesn't matter because nobody really is at 100%. So even though it's a big thing and I have a bad back, nobody is, but I'm still going to give it, just like Sami Zayn is. So Sami finally accepts, and he says that they're going to have the main event tonight as a world title. And Sami even said that, I appreciate that because I know how hard it is to get a world title opportunity. It was beautifully done. This is exactly what you want. You built up two people. You even elevated the Money in the Bank a little bit by saying that Priest is still a little bit of a threat. Well done.